for America, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's the old business, land planning, a lot line modification of Gretchen Topping and Corner House at Hydroponic LLC. I've been told this is very close to being concluded, but not this month. So hopefully there'll be a Christmas present. They will draw this to a close. I give the Toppings and whoever spearheaded this a lot of credit for pulling together and preserving a really scenic spot in the community. Anyway, I'd like to offer a resolution to move this to the December meeting, maybe the 14th.
December 14th, that's correct, Bill.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Okay. New business, the site plan application is SAG General Store Partners LLC. I've been to all the meetings pertaining to this. The zoning board gave its approval to any variances required. The variances were all, I think, reduced from what the existing building was. It's nice to see how well the owners have responded to the concerns of the public and various board members that I think every concern anyone's had has been addressed very positively. And I think we're very close to drawing that to a close and giving approval. But
This is the newest rendition that we got in, just so that I realize the site plan, the planning board doesn't do this part of it, but we just got this today. I thought you just want to see it. This is the renditions, renderings that the AHRB will be seeing at their meeting. So I thought you would want to see it.
Tony, did you have anything you want to say about this?
No, I assume that Beth Baldwin is there and will be making a brief presentation.
Okay. Please go ahead.
And you have the full packet in front of all of you as well.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Beth Baldwin. I'm an attorney with Essex, Hefner and Angel, and I'm here on behalf of the applicant SAG General Store Partners. Here with me today is David Curry and Brittany Fitzgerald. It's my intention to keep my comments brief, but I did want to highlight a few points for the board. With this project,
Bill, do you want me to display anything? No, to assist you. Okay. I think we're good. Okay.
With this project, the applicant is seeking to renovate and reconstruct the existing building in a manner that will preserve not only the historic character of the original building, but also make both uses, retail and the post office, a more functional and safe space for all. I would like to point out some of the improvements that this project will bring to the village. Regarding the site, an upgraded sanitary system. The current sanitary system does not meet Suffolk County Sanitary Code standards. This project includes an upgraded low nitrogen sanitary system that will meet those standards. Compliant stormwater management. The current site lacks an adequate roof and surface water collection system. As you can see from our drainage plan, this project incorporates code compliant stormwater management. Public water. As part of this project, the applicant is bringing in public water to the site. And the sidewalk, as noted in our site plan, the proposed project includes replacing the existing sidewalk in kind per the village's specifications and subject to the required permits. Regarding the building itself, the building will be ADA compliance. As the building will be pushed slightly farther back off the street, we were able to allow the access ramp to become more ADA compliant. Also, we were able to create a common area in the back of the building to provide ADA compliant facilities, which the building currently lacks. applicable state code. The building will be upgraded to meet all state building and fire code requirements, such as sprinklers, which the current building currently fails to meet. And finally, circulation. The floor plan of the building has been carefully planned to enable better circulation within the building for not only ADA accessibility, but also for circulation between the post office and the store. These are just a few of the improvements that we are proposing for this project for a SAG store. Should the board have any questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them for you.
You guys have any questions or comments?
No, I think it looks beautiful.
I've been following the emails back and forth. Rhodey has forwarded between the lawyers, the engineers, design consultants, and to me, it looks like, I mean, I'm a layman, but it looks like a very thorough job has been done by you folks to respond to every question and tie it all down. I'm very pleased that, you know, you are the people doing this, and I believe we're going to approve this, right?
So I think, Mayor, first, certainly want to thank the professionals of the Essex office and Beth and her office on the work on this application. I don't know if Mr. Tohill might want to say something on the resolution.
Sure.
And also, Tony, I'm sorry, just for the record, we did receive today or yesterday, the recommendation from the village engineers that the application is complete and recommends approval.
Yes.
I don't have anything to add to the draft resolution that I circulated last week.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, Tony.
I was going to deem the first part of it read,
Mhm.
and maybe just go to the final approval section of it, if that's okay. Now therefore, this application for site plan approval is approved with the understanding that this approval specifically pertains to the following drawings. 1, proposed site plan SP-1 prepared by Timothy A. Rump, last dated November 3rd, 2022. Number 2, erosion and sediment control plan SP-2 prepared by Timothy A. Rump, last dated November 3rd, 2022. Third, floor plans prepared by Frank Greenwald, architect, dated September 28th, 2022. Fourth, drainage plan CV-1 prepared by TF Engineering PLLC, last dated October 31st, 2022. And fifth, survey prepared by North Shore Surveyors LLC, last dated October 8th, 2022. Do I have a second to that resolution?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You passed well.
Thank you,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you all. Be
Thank
safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tom.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, David.
Okay, we have minutes which will need to be reviewed for the next approval, the next meeting. I've got correspondence from the Southampton Town Police Department. If you don't mind, we'll talk about that next meeting.
Okay, I'm prepared.
Yeah, I know, but
That's fine.
traffic calming and safety measures. We have a bunch of letters from residents. I had, I think, 1 or 2 verbal kind of growls about people objecting to them, but I don't like them, but they do what we want. And, you know, who wants to drive over a speed bump? But, you know, if that's what, if it takes to get the job done, then that's what we're going to do. Let's see, the new business part of it. Also, so there are letters in the file that have from a number of people.
Right, and I put them in your pack there, just thanking the board for doing it there. I think that I think they were, sorry if I can't remember correctly, there were two people that, it was phone calls that I got,
Oh,
who did
okay,
not like the tables.
right.
One was from a surgeon,
Oh, right, okay,
an
yep,
orthopedic surgeon, who felt that going over it on your bicycle was not a good idea.
That was an email.
That wasn't,
Yeah, you
thank you,
forwarded it.
Brian.
Yeah.
right.
And then the other one was two phone calls from a resident right on Main Street. She said the tables are too noisy. It's right in front of her house.
And I heard from a friend of hers the same thing.
Who's on the
She
other
was,
side?
she
of the
was,
road.
no, she was just relaying that
Oh,
her
okay.
friend had a
Got
problem with it.
Okay,
But, so we had, I think, a couple of requests, specific requests for them, maybe 3 requests to have them put on Exag Road, Crestview, another guy wanted Crestview, and I'm trying to
What was
think
the
other-
first
oh,
one?
Town Line Road,
Sag Road.
yeah, Sag Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there,
Right.
yeah. Anyway, let's see, in terms of new business, the new renewal of our insurance just came through. Brody tells me that some things have been added mostly. It's really a package deal. I know whenever I'm trying to break down my homeowner's policy, you can't do it.
It's impossible.
Because it's kind of take it or leave it.
Right, and I did email her again today, and she said there's no change to it. And I asked her for clarification again, because it seems that there is, because on the,
You think they only just pointed it out before?
that's
that
possible.
it was
Bill.
buried
She
in
claims there's
there?
no additional, everything is the same, the coverage is all the same,
Right,
all the, what's the word I'm looking for? The coverage, the dollar amount coverage, she said that's all the same. So I don't know, maybe it was just something that wasn't pointed out,
right.
listed out in details, but they didn't do a good job. Anyway, you'll see the increases, I think it's 21, and last year's was 19,000. So,
For the premium?
yes, for the total premium on all of them.
Yeah, typical.
So I would have to, you have to let me know whether you or not you want me to tell them to bind this. In
Yeah.
which case, because it expires December 1st. I did ask them if they could please give us a little more time to look at them. And they said they would. We'll see when we get them next year.
Okay.
The building and contents?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yes.
this is the new one and that's the old.
Right,
Okay.
so-
I read right to
I
left to
know.
right, so I was
Right.
messed up there for a minute.
So all they did is they increased the value of the building.
Yeah.
That's why you see. it increasing
Yeah.
that.
Garage.
What's that shed back there?
Oh, it's a garage. I think they should change that to shed.
I asked them to do that.
That'll be different.
I've asked them each year to, because it's not a garage.
No.
It's a shed,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, they gave us 0 value for any contents in there. We must not-
There's nothing in there.
Right,
But there, you know, I guess to replace that shed, it would probably cost us $6,000 to replace that little,
Yeah,
that's gonna fall down upon itself soon. It's the
Okay.
housing of the
Air conditioning.
mice and the
Rolling house.
the head, yes, rodent house.
I'll make a resolution that we bind this over. Is that the right term?
That's fine.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Next item, we have to do a resolution for a public hearing for the post office to be moved. Not sure exactly why, but that's okay.
Well, I can
Well,
explain it to
you
you
know,
if you like.
I mean, it's,
When this property was subdivided, the village subdivided, Bill, you'll probably remember, and in that, when that was subdivided, there was a declaration put on the property that they could not put any structures on there.
Oh, okay,
And so,
okay,
but it said that if the board wants to do it, it has to be done by a public hearing and a resolution to amend that easement.
right,
And so this is what the resolution is, to set
Okay.
that public hearing, to consider the amendment, to allow for that temporary structure to go on that parcel. Now, Lee Foster is here, who is involved in the ownership of that property. I don't know if she,
I can make a statement if there's anything to be clarified.
you can just wink at us.
Done.
No, I want to hear her.
Oh,
yes, please.
Okay, what do you want to know? Give me a question.
Carrie's got the question.
I thought you had a statement.
Well, the South Fork Land Foundation, of course, has held this property ever since it was originally donated. And
when was that?
80 something, it might have been even earlier than that. And the consequences of a subdivision that moved the Foursquare House, that was whose subdivision, Rhodey?
Well,
Daniels, Hedges Daniels, or whatever it was in 19.
oh, yes, yes, that's
70
correct.
something,
That's
right?
where that house came from.
Paul
Right.
Brennan was behind it.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And that 9 acres
That was
was
80s.
then the subdivision, which was originally on that 9 acres, was extinguished. I guess that's what you call
That's
it, right?
correct. Yeah.
Leaving nothing more that would ever be built on that parcel. And that's what Rhodey is now recognizing in terms of the original easements for that parcel. And so here we are, we have a very small part of that parcel, which hasn't been farmed in 50 years probably. And came to the board on last Thursday, and it was unanimously approved that this would be a good place to put the temporary post office so that it did not leave Sagaponic. The fact that there are other things that possibly might even happen in light of the fact that that has been undisturbed farmland, which will be farmed after the post office leaves. That's another part of the South Fork Land Foundation's present, what would you call it? That's what we plan on doing here. It's always been farmed, but that section has never been farmed. So as a consequence of this particular project, it just seems to fold in beautifully because number one, somebody went up there and cut the weeds. I don't know who, if anybody on this board might know. At first I thought perhaps it might have even been under the auspices of the farmer that is presently there, but I really don't know at this point, but it's been mowed. And I'm thinking that as a consequence to this project, that when and if we decide to, well, we'll move ahead to make sure that the post office, the temporary post office can go there, that will include some high school students with some agricultural interest to begin to look at the structure of that soil, because it'll be like it's what they do when they do highways. All of a sudden, oh my God, look at what we can see about our good earth. So I just thought this was a terrific project. I brought it to the board with that in mind, and everybody apparently agreed with me. So there you go.
Good job.
And so actually, this isn't like you're putting a permanent structure on it. It's the structure is going to disappear and it'll return to farming.
Better than that, there will be educational research that would relate to the reason why it will be farmed continuously for there on.
Good.
I just think it's a terrific together kind of a thing. So,
Okay.
right, thank
Very good.
Does that help you?
Yeah.
All right, if there's
Definitely.
anything more, you'll have to ask me on another day, because now my daughter said, would you please go back to the farm and make sure whoever's there needs to stay there for another half hour in order to get a truck, so I have to go. I'm sorry for that, but I'm glad I was here to at least tell you. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Lee.
Right on.
Okay, I'll make a resolution.
Wait, I have questions.
What? Okay.
So there's lots of construction in this area, west and south, in two different places.
Yep.
that will need parking for all the people that have to work there. How soon are we going
So you have to
to,
park on site,
how soon are we going to be doing this switch over
probably December.
this year?
I'm sorry, January. They're looking for January. They're looking,
It's gonna
David
be
said December or January, but it's probably gonna be more like January.
December or January? Do we see a problem with that?
No,
How much pavement is gonna be added to that? To where-
they're not putting any pavement in
Where
there.
are we parking?
Where, who's parking?
The people want to go to the
People
post
wanna get
office
their
They're gonna
mail.
park on site. It's an acre worth of property,
on the piece of property.
On the piece of
Not on
property.
the road.
not on the road. No, they're gonna,
I already
Yeah,
saw
they-
somebody parked there from one of the construction crews
Yeah,
today.
some-
okay, so this is the temporary structure they're gonna put up there. This is not the site. Okay?
Yeah.
I spoke with David Curry, who was here earlier, and what they're proposing to do is put gravel. They are not paving the site at all. But this is the structure that they're proposing to put there.
And so what are we parking on, gravel?
Yes. Yes. So, and he envisions that there will be one way in and one way out. I'm not sure if it's gonna be from Hedges in, out on Fairfield, or in on Fairfield
Yeah.
and out on Hedges.
And what about,
Um,
like, snow plowing? Is that gonna be an issue?
That's their issue, not ours.
Whose issue?
The post office. Federal government post office has to figure out the plowing there, not us.
True. Okay.
And just so that you know, because this is a federal building, we don't give them permission for anything. The only reason why I'm involved in this right now is because of the easement on the property.
Understood.
So if there was no easement on the property, this would not be before the board.
Is that in your?
It is not, I just happen to have it in the file. This was what, and the other thing is that this particular Casone trailer is what the applicant is going to lease themselves, because the post office, although they have these type of trailers available, they only have 5 in the country, and they're all now they're down in Florida because of the hurricane that came through there. So to get that, they probably have to wait
Yeah, probably.
possibly even a year before they would provide it. So they are going to lease this for the post office.
Another question. Are we paying these people?
No,
Is the
No.
post office
No.
paying them?
it's between the post office and the applicant. We do not have any involvement in it whatsoever. It's between,
The only reason this
Yeah.
came up is that we hold a covenant on the property, the use of the property. So we have to tell the South Fork Land Foundation that it's okay for this temporary building to be left
Don't
there.
have to worry about the.
And other than that, the federal government can do anything it wants. Yeah.
No.
I just, it's
thought-
between it's the landowner and the applicant.
Yeah.
Whatever they worked out, it's their
That's-
business.
I just saw a truck parked there today, so I'm thinking, wonder if he's from one of the construction
Let
places.
the air out of his tires.
The construction sites, all their parking should be on site. They should not be parked on the side of the road.
Yeah,
So.
he might have been a surveyor, so maybe he was
I
getting ready to do
did see
this.
somebody surveying either yesterday or Monday over there.
Yeah,
So I know that
And
he's
today.
surveying that. I was there today. But I did see somebody out there this week, so it could have been theirs.
Now, as far as getting water to that and all, that's all, the post office takes care of all that.
They're taking care of.
Okay.
They deal with the water company and.
This is probably what. where I was gonna go.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
probably electricity and water would be up to
It's up to them.
Yeah.
the people applying for the SAG store thing.
Yeah, the applicant for relocate the post office.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna make a resolution. Whereas South Fork Land Foundation, Inc. has advised this board that it is negotiating a license agreement with SAG General Store Partners LLC to enable the temporary placement of a trailer housing the post office at a portion of premises owned by South Fork Land Foundation and located at the southeast corner of Hedges Lane and Fairfield Pond Lane. And whereas the subject premises is encumbered by a declaration recorded on August 11, 2011, which among other things prohibits any such placement at said premises, and whereas such declaration expressly provides for its amendment, if any such amendment amendment is approved by this board by a majority plus one vote following a public hearing. Now therefore it is resolved that the village clerk shall post and publish a notice of public hearing in Form Annexed for Tuesday, November 29th, 2022 at 3 p.m. at the Village Hall, and shall notify forthwith the representatives of both South Fork Land Foundation, Inc. and SAG General Store, LLC of said date and time. And I assume this is that particular date so they can keep moving forward with getting the trailer and setting up so the post office can move in a timely manner.
And it is the earliest date that we can do it because I have to publish the notice. So
Right.
the 29th is the earliest date after it's published.
Do I have a second on the resolution? All in favor?
Is it big enough?
That's their issue.
That's,
Include the post office?
Yep, not our
yeah,
issue.
we got nothing to say with it.
Well, do they think it's big enough?
Don't know. I didn't have a conversation with them.
Okay.
But David Curry could probably answer all those questions for you if you want.
Let's see, we got a bunch of financial stuff. The typical monthly records. Board and committee reports, I'd like to put them up till next week. Next meeting date, November 16th at 3 here. Let's see, we've got somebody from the public. Did you have something to say?
He's got his little hand up there.
I did have one question back on the old business of traffic calming and safety. And I'm curious if there's
Can you just
a
identify?
known date
Sorry.
when the 25-mile-per-hour speed limit signs can go in on Town Line Road. I noticed new stop signs went in at southbound at Hedges and at Parsonage Lane. But the old 30-mile-per-hour speed limit signs are still there. And I thought the board a couple months ago passed a resolution to lower the village-wide speed limit to 25.
It's a process, John. The town highway department is replacing them. I noticed they replaced them up on Sag Road, so they're going
Excellent.
around the village and replace. Eventually, they will all be replaced.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, it just occurred to me when I saw the new stop signs, I wondered why, while they're on the road, if it's the same group of people, why they didn't do the 25-mile-per-hour signs, but as long as they're working their way through the village, that's great. That's all I had. Thank you very much.
Okay. We're going to adjourn for executive session or not? It's on the list here, but I thought that's next.
No,
No, we don't have to.
Yeah,
there is a
okay.
ghost in my computer. I'm
Right.
constantly removing this,
Yeah, I
just so
know.
that you know.
Oh, it comes back. Okay.
Zombie executive session.
I guess I don't hit save. I'm not sure. But no, Bill.
Okay. So we're done until next Wednesday?
We are till next Wednesday. That is correct.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Phew.
Thank you all.
I don't think that was a record, I think.
That was a
Wow.
Good.